For a long time, people have been asking me about what kind of tablet that I use and what kind of tablet that I recommend to new beginners when it comes to digital art. I haven't really had a good answer, especially considering my newest tablet costs more than $300 and my old one is discontinued. But because of a very nice company called Gaomon, I'm now able to give you a recommendation. Gaomon has been so kind to give me one of their tablets that I can review, and let's just right into the unboxing. When the package first arrived to me, it was neatly packed in bubble wrap, and this is what the box looks like. Inside, you'll find the tablet and instructions on how to download the software and installation from their website, which is very straightforward. You just need to pick whether you have a MacBook or a computer. The tablet is very big actually for being so cheap. I was very pleasantly surprised. It has a lot of customizable buttons, which you can choose what to do with. I never use the buttons usually, but this is the back side. I thought that was centimeters, but that's actually also more customizable buttons. Now, if I just put this away, you'll find more things inside of the box. Inside of this cute little pouch, there was a few items belonging to the tablet and the pen. These are the nubs which you put on your pen and change them when the pen starts to go bad. I've used a quite of these in my year, but it takes a long time before they get used up, so I think this will last me a long time. And I love this little pouch. Finally, they won't get lost in my bedroom, which is a mess. Here's the pen. It was neatly packaged in some plastic. I found this pen to be, well, it's not that thick. I'm used to my Intuos Pro pen, which is much thicker, and it had like this rubber part near the end. This one doesn't have it. It's mostly just plastic, but I find that it has quite a comfortable grip even though. We'll see. I can talk more about that later. Inside this compartment, we have the cables. This one is for the PC to connect the tablet to your computer. And the next one is to charge your pen, which I thought was kind of weird at first. But thinking about it, it's more eco-friendly because you don't have to use batteries, which I used to do with my old one. And here's the full view of the tablet. On the side here, you'll see a few lines. These are also customizable buttons. And here's a little felt thing. You can put your pen, which is nice because I always lose it. Here are 12 more customizable buttons, which I have no idea which you will use for. I never use them. And the little Gaomon tag. I don't know, it's very shiny. Here's the tablet compared to my Intuos Pro. Now my Intuos Pro is maybe 2 years old and it's been used very well. I think the size, there's not a big size difference, and I really appreciate that. I like a big space to draw, and I think it's good for any artist. And now let's get into the drawing part of the video. Gaomon asked me to make a piece using their tablet, and this is what I came up with. While you're watching this drawing take its shape, I'm going to talk a little bit about the tablet, my thoughts, and pros and cons, I guess. Let's talk a little bit about the positive first. Now, this tablet, it has a very big working space, which I appreciate. I think my old tablet only had the half of this space. Even though it's obvious when looking at my Intuos Pro tablet that I don't necessarily use the whole space, it's very nice to actually have the ability to, because if it's too small, your hand is gonna cramp, and you can get some really nice strokes using a very wider workspace on your tablet. Secondly, it has a lot of customizable buttons. Now, personally, I don't use customizable buttons. I use shortcuts on my keyboard because it's so implemented in my fingertips. I always press Ctrl Z when something, Ctrl Alt Z when something goes wrong. So it's just like it's become a part of me basically. But it has let's see, it has more than, is it really? It has 28 customizable buttons, I think. It has 12 on the side, which you can press, and then 16 on the tablet, which you can use your stylus to click on. Now let's talk about the stylus. It was very weird to me at first that you had to charge the stylus. It was like, it seemed like a unnecessary step for me because my old tablet had a battery, so you could open the stylus and put it in your battery, and my new Intuos Pro tablet just doesn't need to charge. I don't know what's up with that, but that's not the point. So I found that it was kind of unnecessary to charge the stylus, but upon, second thought, it's actually pretty smart, because having to buy batteries is very expensive, and it's nice to, just be able to recharge the stylus when you need to. Using the pen while charging is very difficult, and I don't recommend you doing that. Just put this pen on the side and do some other things meanwhile. I think it only took like 30 minutes to charge fully, and there's a light on the side of the pen that indicates whether or not it's fully charged. So that's nice. Also, it's environmental friendly to charge instead of using batteries, so that makes me happy. Now, the tablet has a USB cable. It's a very long one, but I'm kind of used to it. This Pro tablet is, what can you call it? It has a Bluetooth, so I don't need to use the USB cable, and I don't like using the USB cable because it becomes a mess, an entangled mess. But it's nice that you can remove the USB cable. I tried using another one that wasn't in the package which Gaomon sent me. It didn't work. I don't know if that's just me being dumb, but it didn't work. So I think you have to use the one that Gaomon gave you. My old tablet, the Trust one, the cable was attached to the tablet, and after a lot of bending and being carried around, it broke. So it's nice you can remove the cable, and that's nice. Now let's talk a little bit about the negative things that I found with this tablet. First off, it has the same problem that my very old my very old Trust tablet had, which is if the pressure sensitivity stops working, or the tablet doesn't connect to the computer, you have to restart your whole computer to kind of resolve the issue. I know that can be a problem to some people. I know if I had my old computer, it would take ages to restart because there were so many programs that had to be like closed and all like that. But using my computer right now, which has a quick start option, means that it doesn't take more than like a minute to restart my computer. So it's not that much of an issue. It's just something you should pay attention to. But after your computer is restarted, there's no problem, and I only had that problem once. Another thing about the tablet is that it has a very sharp edge on the side, which you don't really notice if you are like me and you mostly use a desk to draw on. But if you put the tablet on your lap, you'll definitely feel the sharp edge. I guess I can file this edge down myself, but I just don't feel like that should be a necessary step. This whole tablet is made from plastic, and the stylus is too. My Intuos Pro stylus has some padding near the tip, so you get a very comfortable grip. I haven't had a problem with holding the stylus for a long period of time. Making this piece, I didn't feel like I had to take any breaks. It was fine, but it's not that comfortable as my Intuos Pro stylus, at least. Oh, well, I guess that's it. Can I just talk about that felt tip on the side? Like this felt piece on the side of this tablet. It's the best thing. I love it so much because I always put my stylus somewhere else. My Intuos doesn't have that, and I always have to put the stylus in my pencil case, and then I forget my pencil case somewhere, and then I don't have a stylus, so I can't draw. And I just love that little piece of detail, which means that I never lose my stylus at all, and it's so great. I love it. So that's really good. Now, whether or not I think you should buy this tablet, I feel like if you're an experienced artist, I mean, it works. It's a great piece, and I feel like it will work for anyone. You know, it's not a projector, so you can't see what you're drawing on. So it's kind of like a regular tablet, which, you know, you have to look at the screen to see what you're drawing. Would I buy this instead of Intuos Pro? Probably not, because Intuos Pro is far more superior and it has a Bluetooth. But if you're not that experienced, or you don't have the funds and money to buy Intuos Pro, which gets very expensive, this is a very good alternative. I haven't had any other issues than the ones I mentioned, and this will probably become my travel tablet because I'm so scared of using my Intuos Pro somewhere else. Also, this one is much lighter than the Intuos Pro one, so it's easier for me to carry along. The price is something to keep in mind. It's actually very cheap, especially you know, regarding the size of this tablet. It's a very decent sized tablet, and usually those tablets come from like $100 and up, and I think this is only $40. I'm gonna put a little note on the screen right now to tell you exactly how much it costs, but it's a very, very good price, especially, you know, compared to what you're getting. You're getting a really good tablet for a low price, and I'm actually very impressed. I thought I would have to, you know, I didn't know what to expect because I know it was, you know, it was a very cheap tablet, so I wasn't expecting this, but I'm very decently surprised, and I'm glad that Gaomon reached out to me so that I can, you know, provide you guys with this knowledge, because I know a lot of you have been wondering about what kind of tablet you should buy, you know? And not a lot of people have the same, you know, maybe you don't want a professional tablet, maybe you don't have the funds to buy a Wacom Intuos Pro tablet. Maybe you just want to draw in your free time and maybe you want to play with it. I don't know. But I feel like this is a very good alternative for those people, and I will continue using it whenever I travel. And, you know, I'm just very pleased. I'm very, like, it's a good tablet, and I'm impressed. You did a good job, Gaomon. You did a good job, regardless of the few negative things I had to say about it. And that's all for me tonight. If you're interested in purchasing this tablet or reading more about it, I'll be leaving the link to Gaomon's website in the description box. You can also follow me on my social media. I have the links to all of my websites in the description box. But please pay attention that I'm most frequent on Instagram. So if you have questions or want to chat, reach out to me there. Thank you so much for this and for listening. Thanks to Gaomon for providing me with this tablet, and I hope you all have a good night. Bye!